Look, history judges us for what we do. This is a critical time right now, critical time on the world stage. I think providing lethal aid to Ukraine right now is critically important. I really do. I really do believe the intel and the briefings that we've gotten that I believe Xi and Vladimir Putin and Iran really are an axis of evil. I think they're in coordination on this. I think that Vladimir Putin would continue to march through Europe if he were allowed. I think he might go to the Balkans next. I think he might have a showdown with Poland or one of our NATO allies.
So that was Mike Johnson, the House Speaker of the USA, who has suddenly changed his stance on Ukraine aid. Ukraine aid, $60 billion for military defense, has been stuck in Congress for about 6 months. Zelensky, Ukraine's leader, has been chanting every other day, pleading with America to get this aid to Ukraine. Without it, he says, Ukraine cannot defend themselves against Russia. They are running out of bullets. They are running out of air defense missiles, and soon Russia will take Ukraine. The USA have been held back over infighting for the last few months. A lot of MAGA supporters, that's Make America Great Again supporters, big fans of Trump, have argued that why should they give more military aid to Ukraine? Some arguments are slightly absurd. They argue that Zelensky will use the money to buy a new yacht or a new villa, forgetting, of course, that it's not money, it's paid for products. The missiles have been made, they've been purchased, they send goods to Ukraine, not a lump sum of cash. The receipts have been filed, but that gets missed in the arguments when it comes to why should Ukraine get funded. Mike Johnson, the current House Speaker, has been one of those obstacles over the last few months. The bill passed in the House quite a long time ago, I think, but Mike Johnson has refused to raise it in the Senate, once again citing arguments that it's not what the Republicans want. He has also been threatened to be removed. There are several MAGA Republicans that have said that if he does put the bill to vote, he will lose his job. So what changed?
To put it bluntly, I would rather send bullets to Ukraine than American boys. My son is going to begin in the Naval Academy this fall. This is a live fire exercise for me, as it is so many American families.
Mike Johnson suddenly came into contact with some intel, it seems, and he's gone from thinking that Russia is not a threat to the fact that Russia could have a collision with NATO in the next few years. This is not a unique argument. This argument has come from various countries across the EU. Ministers in Germany, Poland, even the UK have argued the same thing. And it seems like America is also now sharing that viewpoint. What they know that we don't know, I don't know. This bill is a really, really big deal. It's not just money for Ukraine, it's also got money for Israel in there, and it's got money for Taiwan in there as well. So the Taiwan budget is a few billion, designed to help protect interests around the region, semiconductors, and also there is the bill for Israel as well in there after their recent skirmishes with Iran. Now, after Iran hit Israel with 300 rockets and drones, the defense was perfectly okay, nothing happened, nothing went wrong, but Israel argued they needed the money soon as well. It may not just be secret intel. Mike Johnson met with Donald Trump, the front runner for the Republican president, who also has a lot of influence over the Republican Party, and he gave Mike Johnson his thumbs up. He said that, this guy is doing pretty good. Here's a clip.
We have a speaker. He was voted in, and it was a complicated process, and I think it's not an easy situation for any speaker. I think he's doing a very good job. He's doing about as good as you're going to do. And
the Polish president also met Trump quite recently, and they had a very cozy chat. The Polish president and Trump, they go back a little bit. They see eye to eye on a lot of political things. But most importantly, the Polish president impresses Trump because Poland is pushing up their funding of NATO even further. At a time when Trump argues that most NATO countries are not doing their bit by not meeting the minimum 2% of GDP funding, Poland is going above and beyond with at least 3% more on the way as well. And Poland's president will have argued that the reason they're doing it is because of their national interests, their concerns about Russia, the fact that if Russia were to invade Ukraine, then Poland gets a new neighbour. One which a lot of history suggests good things don't happen when the neighbours. So there's it's likely the Polish president would have used his charm, his friendship with Trump, his connection with Trump to reiterate this idea that America needed to support Ukraine in this battle, something that the UK Foreign Minister David Cameron simply was not able to do. David Cameron also tried to sway Trump quite recently. But there's one other thing. Hidden inside that bill is an extra little caveat, and that is TikTok. You remember some time ago that the House passed the bill to ban TikTok, I think back in March, and it needed to go through to the Senate. That was seemingly having delays, but now it's being fast-tracked as part of the bill with Ukraine, Taiwan and Israel as well. It seems like people will have to make a choice. Do they want to defend Israel and Ukraine, but also ban TikTok? Who knows? It's not actually a ban, worth pointing out. It will force the Chinese ownership to sell TikTok to an American company. The bill's been modified slightly. It suggests that rather than 6 months, TikTok should be sold within a year. And if it's not then sold, it can be banned from the App Store. It's not a global ban, it's banned in America, if that's the case. But a ban within the USA would be catastrophic for many content creators around the globe, myself included, who rely on American audiences to watch their content. So there you have it. You've got the Ukraine funding, Israel funding, and Taiwan funding, and a little bit of TikTok, all pending in the next few hours. By the time you watch this, we'll know more, but at least this video helps to break down what's in that funding, what's going on, and why it is where it is at the moment. Until next time, take care, speak to you soon. Bye-bye.